For Off of the Helmets and DSP Media from the Star in Frisco, I'm Brady Tinker. So we have some Odell Beckham updates. Per the USA Today's Jarrett Bell, Jerry Jones told him yesterday, quote, "Odell's going to join us," end quote. Then he went on to say there's a good chance he will, with the complete goal of getting ready to play a playoff game or two. It can become official, Jerry said, as early as right after the Jaguars game on Sunday in Jacksonville. So that's one reporter. I have not heard it from anybody else, but since Jarrett Bell reported it, per the USA Today, I'm going to comment on it because I kind of think somebody needs to. So in my opinion, here's what's going on. Jerry Jones is desperate and has been for years to make that big splash that he made in the 90s. Charles Haley and then certainly Deion Sanders helped them push the Super Bowl across in the 95-96 season. That's what he's looking for here. Odell Beckham is tantalizing Jerry Jones with the ability that he has or that he has had in his career, what he did for a brief period of time last year to help the Rams get through the playoffs, and he made a big impact in the Super Bowl, and Jerry wants that again, and he wants it desperately. So reading between the lines, here's the rest. For the rest of the season, is what Jerry Jones said. Then I'll look to the future, but most of it being about now. So it looks to me like Jerry is trying to convince Odell and Odell's people, who were not offered a contract by anybody, by the way, right? They saw Buffalo, they saw the Giants. I know Kansas City was interested, San Francisco even was interested. None of those teams offered Odell Beckham Jr. the contract that he wanted, which was the rest of this season and 2 more years. He began to back up on that a little bit, I think, because I don't think Odell believes that he can play this year, or maybe he doesn't want to. I'm not sure which one it is. But whatever, that's when we all thought this was dead. T.Y. Hilton becomes a Cowboy. That certainly does not preclude Odell Beckham Jr. from joining the Cowboys that T.Y. Hilton is here. They're 2 separate things, and they're 2 good veteran players. And Jerry's point about, listen, a play or 2 in a game or 2 could be the difference between the Cowboys winning a Super Bowl or not. I completely agree with that. I completely agree. But I get the feeling this is Jerry, one, trying to talk himself into something exciting that reminds him of Deion, and trying to talk Odell into getting off the sofa, working a little bit harder, getting to Dallas for the last 4 weeks of the season. So they'll sign him, they'll put him on the injured list for the last 4 weeks of the season, then he will be eligible to be activated when the playoffs start. That's the idea. So how would the contract be written? My feeling is that it will be something like, we'll pay you X amount of dollars for the rest of this season, and then if you play in playoff games, X number of playoff games, X number of plays, then a negotiated contract that we have for the next 2 years after this then would come into play. It's the only way I can see this. I know it's convoluted, but I also know at 80-something years old, Jerry Jones knows opportunities to go to the Super Bowl and win again have been few and far between, and there's one in front of him now. I can't blame him. So I want to comment on this because it's Off of the Helmets, and because I don't mind working on the weekend for you, and because of the Cowboys, and they're 10-3, and this thing's cool, and these kind of stories are fun as shit, right? For Off of the Helmets and DSP Media, I'm Brady Tinker from the Star in Frisco.